We like to reserve a few minutes when we can to discuss current trends that you'd expect from reading Bible prophecy. We are futurists. That means we interpret unfulfilled prophetic passage as yet to be fulfilled future events. We believe they'll occur in a literal, physical, apocalyptic, and global context. Things like biometrics, artificial intelligence, cashless commerce, the manipulation of human DNA, global government, the exponential growth of human knowledge, and the rebirth of national Israel are all end times phenomena that the Bible predicts, and all of these are increasingly trending in the news. How many of you heard of something called the Panopticon? Panopticon, anybody? We had one gentleman one in each service. We are smart people here at Calvary, Hanford. Here's a definition. The Panopticon is a type of institutional building and a system of control designed by the English philosopher and social theorist Jeremy Bentham in the 18th century. So the idea is that it's a building designed to allow all prisoners of a penal institution to be observed by a single guard, but the inmates are unable to tell whether they are being watched or not. So you always have the feeling that you might be being watched, even though there's only one guard. Might save a lot of money in the state of California, but I don't think we're moving in that direction. But so this was I don't know if it was ever even really put into place, but more and more I'm coming across that word and that concept reading about the advances in biometric identification and closed circuit television. For example, an article posted by Technology Review said algorithms try to extract as much information from video streams as possible. In these systems, facial recognition becomes just one part of an apparatus that can identify people by a range of techniques, fusing personal information across connected databases into a sort of data panopticon. The article noted this technology is focused on government and law enforcement applications. And so they're talking about a type of surveillance that you're really not sure if they're looking at you or not, or if you're personally being surveilled, but there's always more and more data being collected about you. It's kind of disturbing to think that governments are creating huge databases about each of us from a multitude of sources in order to better surveil us. An article posted by TheGuardian.com noted, the looming interconnectivity between objects in our homes, cars, and cities, generally referred to as the Internet of Things, will change digital surveillance substantially. With the advent of wider network systems, everything in our homes, cars, and workplace will soon be able to communicate, creating a vast amount of data about our lives. There may not be a central tower, but there will be communicating sensors in our most intimate objects. And this deluge of data won't only be passed back and forth between objects, but will most likely wind its way towards corporate and government reservoirs. So the Internet of Things, something I don't completely understand, but everything's going to be connected to the Internet. So at your house, your refrigerator, your stove, your swimming pool, I suppose merchandise, like right now, if you search for something and then you get 5 million emails about that thing, so you'll be opening your refrigerator and grabbing a Fresca, and all of a sudden coupons will be coming your way from Fresca, and your oven, everything will be interconnected. But at the same time, the government will be able to mine all of this data and know everything there is to know about you and your habits and everything you do. Now, this authoritarian surveillance trend is what futurists have predicted for decades because of what we read in the Revelation about the Antichrist. In the Revelation, the image of the Antichrist, called the image of the beast, is essentially a panopticon. It exists in one location, but somehow it's able to know everything about all of the Antichrist citizens, and it is able to kill them if they are not towing the mark, as it were, or swearing allegiance to him. And then there's a whole other thing that we've talked about before about, it sounds funny, but they have these robotic dogs now that are patrolling the southern border, and they can be fitted to terminate people. We know that there's drones that are sent out to terminate people. And so in the future, those people that are in the Great Tribulation will know they're being surveilled all the time. Every time you open your refrigerator, somebody knows about it. But you won't know it's you being watched until the drone comes for you. Or there's a robotic dog in your backyard. They're calling them Terminator dogs. And so this eerie, creepy world that we've been predicting for decades is upon us. This could be happening now, and we know it will happen in the tribulation. We believe the resurrection and rapture of the church is going to take place any moment, because that's what the Bible teaches, certainly before the tribulation. Jesus returns in the clouds. He raises the dead in Christ, raptures living believers. That means we're changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, and given our forever bodies. And then we're caught up to be with the Lord in heaven during the great tribulation on earth, to return with him at its end. Are you ready for all that? Are you ready for the rapture? If not, get ready and stay ready and keep looking up, because ready or not, Jesus is coming.